This is Ted Shull. Welcome to a podcast series for Dateline Downtown. I'm here with SGA President John Locke today, interviewing for our third podcast edition. Welcome to Dateline Downtown, John.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure being here. I want to congratulate y'all on this initiative with the podcast. A lot of people are really excited about this new element, new way to share information with the students, and I'm all about that. So congratulations to y'all on that.
Thanks a lot, man. We're really excited about having this new platform as well. I wanted to ask you, UHD has been on Fox 26 News twice in the last week for success stories. Both Kenny Nguyen's championship and Christopher Sharp on homelessness and overcoming homelessness. And I'm good friends with Crist. I'll be doing a profile of him in our next issue. I honestly didn't know he was homeless. I've taken several classes with him and seen him in three-piece suits. And I wondered if you could shed some light on the number of UHD students that are homeless and what can be done to help them.
Well, actually, this is an initiative that we worked on last year. We did identify that we had a lot of homeless students here on campus that were going to school. And so in response to that, we actually created a precariously housed student scholarship, which is, it was two scholarships for $250 apiece, and it was to give to students that had emergency situations that were, precariously housed, that didn't have a place to stay, and we based it on need. And so what we did is we put some flyers, put some marketing out there to try to, because they have to identify themselves. The school, although they may know if someone is homeless based on like the information they provided, they're not allowed to disclose that. So it makes sometimes, trying to help them a little difficult, as you can imagine. But anyways, we were able to pass that, and some amazing, one thing they had to do was write a story, and basically just telling their story and explaining like their need. And there are some really amazing, tear-jerking stories. And, we see these people every day. We walk around the hallways, and, we just assume that we know what someone's life's about, right? And we make these, particular judgments on people based on their appearance, and we assume we know everything, right? But there's people who have real lives out there. There's people that are struggling, homeless. I know there's a student that was living in the Salvation Army, and that was coming over here and doing real good at school and stuff, but was just So it's a big issue. And another thing we did to help identify that was collaborate with the Coalition for the Homeless. We actually participated in a homeless count, but what we were looking for was homeless youth. We do recognize that the numbers that are being turned in about homeless youth, the population here in Houston is way smaller than we suspect that it actually is.
Sure.
So what we did is I worked with a research group with Dr. Brissette Flores and a couple other individuals, including Heather Strange, who is the secretary of SGA. And we went out and we had focus groups to try to figure out, how do homeless youth move? Like where are they? They're not easily identified. Like they don't hang out in the most common places where you see like homeless people, right? So they're invisible almost. And we come to find out, some of their research brought out that, homeless youth don't hang around the older people because there's a lot of risks involved, yes. Right? A lot of safety issues. So they go out by themselves, they hide, they stay away from the crowds where generally we get like our count from. So there's a lot of issues, a lot of barriers in getting an accurate count of the homeless youth population, and we get, the city gets, funding based on that too, right? Funding towards those, homeless efforts based on these counts. So it's really important to be able to get an accurate count to know what we're really looking at.
I was wondering if, not just for people who are currently homeless, but those at risk, is there particular students, is there anything that can be done to help students that have an an emergency situation of becoming homeless, at imminent risk?
So we actually ran into a couple of those issues with the scholarship. A lot of these stories came back. Well, like, look, I am literally going to be kicked out I'm not going to have a place to live in the next week or so, right? Unless I am able to win this scholarship or be awarded this scholarship. And administration. Great thing about UHC, administration is very helpful and they're very approachable. I've seen administration put people that they're in these precarious situations, put them give them an opportunity where they had a job and was able to supplement some income as well and help find them a place to lay their head. One thing that we are working on is creating a help, like a help sheet, basically. Mm-hmm. It's like a pamphlet that shows because there's a lot of resources out there.
Yeah.
There's so many resources out there, but people don't know about them. They don't know how to find them. So we want to make those resources openly available to the students here, because we do recognize people
Excellent.
go through hard times, right? Like this last recession showed us a whole new wave of homelessness, because these are people that were okay, right? That were working and making ends meet, everything was fine, and then here comes this recession, and here comes things changing, and people were comfortable in this situation. All of a sudden, they find themselves in a situation they never expected themselves to be in, and that's another thing that we're trying to do, is tackle the stigma behind homelessness, because people just assume they know someone's life story and why they're homeless. They don't understand all the different factors that goes into homelessness. It's not just alcohol and drugs. It's people that's lost their jobs. Actually, during the homeless count, we ran into a lady that was in hospital garb, and she had like 3 suitcases carrying with her. And what had happened is that her insurance cut off as far as her cancer treatments, and they couldn't hold her there anymore. So she was literally homeless and with cancer, walking down the streets with her suitcases. So I mean, the situation's real out there, and we just we want to just allow people to recognize what's going on, bring awareness to what's out there,
and the resources that are available.
Exactly.
Obviously, the Healthy Eating Initiative ties in with extreme poverty and access to healthy foods. Why don't you talk about your initiative a little bit?
Yes, initiative that I'm as part of our platform is looking at our food options and knowing how we go about changing things. And now is a part of a committee which consists of the chair, which is Vasuda Kumar, and the co-chair, which is Naolis Palamo, who's actually literally meeting with Mary Torres right now, discussing different food options and how to get healthier options here. But what we recognize is that, one, we're a minority serving, we're a Hispanic serving institution, and minorities are the people more susceptible to health disparities, right? So we're an education facility, we're an educational institution, and it should be our job to teach people healthy eating practices. It has to do with wellness, and it has to do with avoiding things like diabetes, which is like almost an epidemic now, like, especially with minorities. So there's a responsibility of the school, and we've been working on trying to educate the student populations about their eating habits. One thing that we were able to do is get labels on most of the R-mark items, such as like the parfaits and things. They now have labeling there that shows you the calorie content and all the different nutritional facts about them. Another thing that this committee was able to do was start a Gator Smart campaign, which is now we have a logo identifying the healthy options that we currently have. So that was the first step. The first step was working with what we have, and now we're trying to bring different options here. So we highlighted what we have that's healthy, and now we're trying to bring more additional options on top of that, right? Because one of the chief complaints from students is that, look, I'm a poor college student. I don't have a lot of money, and I want to eat healthy, But when I have to choose between a salad that's $10 and a pizza that's $2, I'm gonna go with the pizza because I don't have the money to pay for a $10 salad every day that's not even organic. And there were so many complaints in regards to the healthy options and how expensive they were in comparison to the junk food. That we felt like we needed to do something about it. Like we're recognizing a need in a minority serving institution, and we're taking steps now in order to make those changes. If it turns out that Airmark is not willing to collaborate with us or work with us, we do have the option of getting another provider here because of their contract being up.
Another provider with more healthier options at a lower price.
Absolutely.
Excellent. I think our students will be very pleased to hear that. Why don't you quickly tell us what you expect from Walk to Vote this year?
Oh, wow. Walk to Vote.
Yeah.
I expect to be our largest event to date.
Sure.
We've been in conversations with Bun B. So it is very near being finalized. Bun B leading our march out to the polls.
Wow.
But I mean, this is clear. He's very excited. He loves the what identifies all the different things that identifies with this university. It rings true with his story. So he's a good guy, and I look forward to see him here. We also got DJ Mr. Rogers. Which is a local hip hop station DJ, plays during like their prime time. We got the mayor, Anise Parker, coming for the second time, and she's always amazing to listen to. She's somewhat of a celebrity herself across the nation. Seen her on the Colbert Report, and I know it's pretty cool. I like our mayor. Yeah. So a lot of different exciting things. This is gonna be just really big. Students are excited. We got a campaign pushing behind, our civic engagement and our responsibility to not just sit passively and watch things happen and not be a part of that process, just allowing things to happen to us and not making change. And I kind of just shared this at our SJ meeting, is that we should be happy that we're in a country that we can make changes peacefully. Like we are empowered in order to do these things without having to go to war. We don't have to have a revolution in this country in order to make changes. There's a political process in place in which we can do that now. We just have to use that process, use the tools that we have. A lot different than some of these other countries that it's going to take acts of violence in order for change to really happen. So I think as Americans we take that for granted. We take these different type of things for granted.
As a political science major, I couldn't agree with you more. Have we been really successful with voter registration drives to this point?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're well over we're over 1,000 already registered voters, and way beyond in the 2000s as far as pledges to vote, and we're not through yet. We still got another week or so left, and we're going to do a strong push. We've got our school's gotten national recognition. And due in part to the previous Walk to Vote,
sure.
Having 59% of our student population actually participate in the polls is outrageous, right? Like it was so outrageous that the government was like, we got to send some people down here. We need to bring this to a think tank. We need to find out what's going on over here, because there's no way that a minority-serving institution with minorities are the least people that come out to the polls, right? And then we have young minorities, so you have that double negative, and still. With that, we were able to have double and triple the average for other universities as far as civic engagement and people going out to the polls. So we're hoping to break those numbers and even go and take it a step further.
I hope UHD continues this trend too, even after you and I leave our positions. Hopefully this legacy will stay behind.
Absolutely. I hope so as well.
Quickly, I just wanted to ask if you've had any feedback on the podcast for us.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely. people are excited about it, like the idea of being able, because they mentioned like radio stations and things like that, and I was like, well, podcast is the radio station of today. You don't have to worry. You listen to what you want to listen to. Yeah, you don't. So no, people are really excited about it. I'm excited about it personally. It's a lot of I believe one of the major issues within this university is communication, right? And allowing being a part of the SGA is all about giving the student a voice, right? So we have another platform in order to share the student's voice and to get information out there so people can make like educated decisions about what they do. I mean, that's great. I mean, that's the goal, right? So I'm personally excited about it, and I look forward to having many of these podcasts with you and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
It's great to have you here, man. I know you're a busy man.
Oh, no problem, man. I always make time for Dateline.
We welcome you back in the future. Thanks for attending our first interview.
Oh, well, thanks for having me, and go Gators.
All right.